Welcome to Comics with Dan. We're going to talk about Crocodile Black #1. So if you've been watching this channel for a little while, I'm a fairly big Philip Kennedy Johnson fan. I read the War World saga fairly recently and just thought it was fantastic. So I got a chance to read this one ahead of its release this Wednesday, and I wasn't sold on it initially when I just read the solicit because I wasn't so sure about the idea of another dystopian book. But I think that the way that they use the word dystopian is a little different than what I expected, right? This book opens with everyone wearing masks, and it starts in 2021, so it's the midst of the pandemic. And I think that what they're going for here is, what if the pandemic hadn't ended, right? And then this is just how things are now. So in terms of being a post-pandemic dystopian world, that's what they're talking about, right? When I originally went into it, I was thinking that there was going to be, and nobody could go outside, all that kind of stuff. But it seems like they went with a very realistic view of what dystopian means, right? So that kind of helped bring me back into it because I haven't seen a lot of books where this bleak future is one that was so close to actually happening. So the main character's name is Dan, and he is a food delivery driver, and which obviously very necessary in this sort of post-pandemic time. As we're introduced to this character, we see these sort of little red drawings, and I'm really not sure exactly what they're supposed to be. I do think later in the story that there's a reveal of sorts that it has something to do with his brother named Matty, which his dad alludes to, and it really sets up some mystery as to what happened to Matty. Where is he? Why is Dan seeing these things? So the setup of that mystery is interesting, and then just Dan's behavior is extremely creepy. He's got this sort of ominous, I could be anybody I want to be, and not in a good way, like an uplifting way, more like it's a kind of a scary way. So, just this build up, just from one issue, we get this character that you just know something bad. He's going to do something bad. Something bad is going to happen. You feel for him. You feel sorry that he's going through what he's going through. But at the same time, he gives me, if anyone watched the show Dexter, he gives me Dexter vibes in the sense that I'm almost certain that he's going to end up being a serial killer. I want to try to keep the review mostly spoiler free, so I'll leave the story sort of recap at that. But it made my skin crawl. So just for that alone, you should pick it up. So the art in this book, I thought it was really interesting. The artist, I'm not familiar with him. His name is Somnath Pal. But it looks like in the book he just goes as Som. But the texture on the art was really great, and it had sort of a flatter tone to it rather than some of the more, I guess, coloring with some depth to it. So that was actually probably more the colorist, Patricio Del Pecci. But I think that the two of them work together. I think that the pencils and the sort of matte coloring really kind of brought out the sort of bleak tone of the story. And then these sort of like red drawings that I mentioned before are colored a little more vibrantly, so we get to see those kind of pop out a little bit more, which is great. So I gave this 4.5 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. It was extremely creepy, and interesting and mysterious, and I'm really looking forward to the next issue. So this Wednesday, May 8th, make sure you grab a copy of Crocodile Black #1 off the shelf of your local comic store. It's definitely worth the read. I enjoyed it immensely. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to see more reviews like this. Check out these videos here, and thanks for watching.